Watch this. A faded, chalky, sun-destroyed car hood. The kind of paint that looks like it died 3 summers ago. White, oxidized, dead. Someone takes a plain rag, soaks it in a cheap liquid, and wipes it across the surface. And in one single pass, the deep, rich, factory-original color comes exploding back to life. Glossy. Vibrant. Like the car rolled straight off the assembly line this morning. No sanding, no buffing machine, no paint booth, no $3,000 bill. Just a liquid that costs $3 and takes 10 minutes to apply. That is not a filter, that is not a camera trick. That is chemistry, and the auto body industry has been praying you never see it, because if you knew what I am about to show you, you would never walk into a body shop again, and they know that. They have always known that. Welcome to the buried blueprint. I am pulling back the curtain on the secrets that billion-dollar industries have buried under decades of marketing, misinformation, and manufactured helplessness. If you believe that the people selling you the cure should not also be the ones engineering the problem, hit subscribe right now and ring that bell. Because every single video on this channel is a direct threat to someone's profit margin. And this one right here, is going to make the auto body lobby furious. So let us talk about your car. Maybe it is sitting in your driveway right now. Maybe you have been looking at that hood, that roof, those side panels, and watching the color disappear a little more every single summer. The clear coat that was once crystal and deep has turned white, milky, chalky. It looks like someone painted your car with chalk dust and left it in the Arizona sun for 5 years. You run your hand across it and it feels rough, almost powdery. You go online and start searching for answers, and here's what happens next. Every forum, every detailing channel, every so-called expert tells you the same thing. The clear coat is gone. It is oxidized beyond repair. You need a full paint correction or a complete respray. And then you call a body shop, and they confirm it. They walk around your car with a clipboard, they look serious, they shake their head slowly, and then they hand you a quote, $2,000. $3,000, sometimes $4,000 for a paint job on a car you already own because they told you the damage is permanent. But here is the part they do not tell you. The clear coat is not gone. It is not destroyed. It has not vanished. It is still there, every single molecule of it. What has happened is something far more specific, far more fixable, and far more profitable to keep you ignorant about. The clear coat has microscopically fractured. Millions of invisible hairline cracks have formed across the surface from UV exposure, heat cycling, and oxidation. Those cracks scatter incoming light in every direction instead of reflecting it cleanly back to your eye. That is why it looks white and cloudy. That is why the color underneath appears dead. Your paint is not ruined. It is just broken at a level you cannot see with the naked eye. And what fixes something broken at a microscopic level? Something that can get inside those fractures. Something liquid. Something cheap. Before I give you the exact formula, I need to tell you something important. What you are about to learn is one entry in a much larger library of suppressed solutions. The complete buried blueprint vault is linked in the description right now. It contains dozens of classified home survival and DIY guides, from off-grid power hacks to water purification methods that municipalities do not want you using independently, to structural repair techniques that contractors have lobbied to keep out of public knowledge. Everything in that vault is documented, sourced, and field tested. The link is in the description. Go save it, bookmark it, but stay right here, because exactly how you apply this changes everything. The sequence matters, the ratios matter. Get it wrong, and you will waste your afternoon. Get it right, and you will restore paint that every professional told you was a total loss. Here is the part the auto body shops hide from you. Boiled linseed oil. That is the core of this solution. A product that has been sitting on hardware store shelves for well over 100 years, priced at around $3 to $4, used by farmers, craftsmen, and old-school mechanics for decades to restore oxidized and faded surfaces on tractors, fiberglass equipment, and truck panels. This is not a new discovery. This is ancient industrial knowledge that was quietly sidelined the moment the automotive paint correction industry realized it could sell you something instead. You cannot patent linseed oil. You cannot charge $89.99 for a monthly subscription to linseed oil. You cannot build a franchise of body shops around a product that anyone can buy for $3 at a hardware store. So instead, they sell you the $40 bottle of Shine Restorer that washes off in the first rain. They sell you the $200 clay bar kit that treats the symptom and not the cause. They sell you the labor. They sell you the ignorance. And they have been doing it for decades. Now watch closely what happens next, because this is the science that changes how you see every cloudy hood you will ever look at again. When you mix mineral spirits with boiled linseed oil at a specific ratio, something remarkable happens at the molecular level. The mineral spirits are a powerful, penetrating solvent. They thin out rapidly and carry the linseed oil deep into those microscopic fractures in the clear coat, fractures that commercial wax and polish can never reach because their molecules are simply too large to penetrate that far. The linseed oil follows the solvent into the crack and fills it. It saturates the oxidized, porous structure of the clear coat and replaces the essential oils that UV radiation has burned out of the polymer over the years. And then, as the mineral spirits evaporate and the surface is exposed to oxygen in the air, the boiled linseed oil undergoes a process called polymerization. It chemically hardens. It cross-links its molecules together and locks the repair in place from the inside. It does not sit on top of the paint like a wax that washes away. It cures inside the fractures, turning what was a scattering mess of broken clear coat into a smooth, unified, light-reflecting surface again. The color you thought was dead was always there. You just gave it back its ability to be seen. This is not a temporary fix. This is not a shine that lasts until the next car wash. This is a structural repair at the microscopic level, and the auto body industry prays you never figure that out. The paint industry does not want you to know this next part. The materials needed to do this yourself cost less than a fast food lunch, and the application process is something you can do in your own driveway on a Saturday morning. Let me walk you through it exactly. First, what you need to buy. Go to any hardware store, any of them. You are looking for two specific items. Boiled linseed oil, and this is critical, it must say, boiled on the label, not raw. Raw linseed oil exists, and it will not work for this. It takes weeks to cure, and it will leave your car feeling greasy and collecting dust. Boiled linseed oil has been treated to cure quickly when exposed to air. This is non-negotiable. Buy the boiled version. The second item is mineral spirits, also sold as paint thinner in some stores. Standard hardware grade, nothing fancy, nothing premium. Basic mineral spirits. Now, what not to buy? Do not buy acetone. Do not buy lacquer thinner. Do not buy naphtha. These are too aggressive and will damage the base coat underneath if the clear coat has worn through in spots. Do not buy commercial paint restorers or oxidation removers from the auto section. They are either too abrasive, too temporary, or they contain the same active ingredients at 100 times the markup. Here is the exact recipe. You want a 3-to-1 ratio. 3 parts mineral spirits to 1 part boiled linseed oil. Mix them together in a glass jar, not plastic, glass. Shake it well until it is fully combined and uniform. You will see it go from 2 distinct liquids into one smooth, slightly amber solution. Before you apply anything, the car surface must be clean. Wash the entire car with regular soap and water. Rinse it completely. Dry it completely. You cannot apply this to a dirty surface because any debris or grit trapped under the liquid will get locked into the cure. Dry the car thoroughly and let it sit for a few minutes to make sure no moisture is hiding in any seams. Once the surface is clean and dry, take a microfiber cloth, pour a few drops of your mixture onto it, and begin wiping it onto the faded paint in smooth, even strokes. You do not need to scrub. You do not need to press hard. You are not polishing. You are saturating. Let the liquid do the work. Move across the panel slowly and evenly, and as you wipe, watch the surface. Watch it closely. The transformation happens in real time right under the cloth. The white, chalky oxidation disappears. The base color below rises up through the clear coat like it is waking up after years of being buried. It is one of the most satisfying things you will see in a driveway. Work panel by panel, hood, roof, trunk, doors. Do not let the liquid pool in one spot. Keep it moving. A light, even coat across the entire surface is what you want. When you have covered the whole car, step back and look at it. You will be looking at your own paint in a state you may not have seen in years. Now leave it alone. The car needs to sit and cure for a minimum of 24 hours. Do not drive it. Do not park it under trees where sap or debris can land on it. Give the linseed oil time to polymerize fully. After 24 hours, the surface will be cured, hardened, and locked in. Now, I have to stop here and give you a safety warning that is absolutely non-negotiable and that you must take seriously. Rags soaked in boiled linseed oil can spontaneously combust. This is not an exaggeration. This is not a theoretical risk. The polymerization process that makes this solution work also generates heat as a byproduct, and if that heat builds up in a folded or bunched rag, it can reach ignition temperature and start a fire entirely on its own, without any external flame or spark. There are documented house fires caused by improperly discarded linseed oil rags. When you are finished applying the solution, do not fold the used rags. Do not pile them. Do not throw them into a trash can inside your garage. You have two safe options. Option 1. Take the rags outside and spread them completely flat on a concrete surface, fully unfolded, with no layers on top of each other. Let them air dry completely outdoors, away from anything flammable, until they are fully cured and stiff. Option 2. Submerge them in a metal container filled with water and seal it. Then dispose of the container properly. This step is not optional. It is the one part of this process where cutting corners has real consequences. Do it right. Now let us talk about what just happened. You went to a hardware store. You bought 2 items that together cost you less than $4. You mixed them in a glass jar in about 30 seconds. You wiped the solution across your car over the course of maybe an hour, and you watched paint that a professional body shop quoted you $3,000 to fix come back to life right in front of you. $3. 1 hour. 0 sanding, 0 professional equipment, 0 expertise. Just chemistry, patience, and the willingness to know what they never wanted you to learn. Meanwhile, the auto body industry charges an average of $2,000 to $4,000 for a full paint correction or respray. They will tell you this is because of the specialized equipment, the professional-grade chemicals, the booth, the labor. And yes, there are cases where damage is so severe that professional intervention is required. But the majority of the cars sitting in driveways right now, the ones with that white, chalky, oxidized look, the ones their owners have given up on, those cars are not beyond saving. They are just beyond what the industry wants you to believe you can solve for yourself. The $40 shine restorer they sell you at the auto parts store washes off in the first rain because it was designed to wash off. That is the business model. The solution you just learned about today cures from the inside. It bonds to the fractured clear coat. It does not wash off. It does not fade back to white in 2 weeks. It holds. And it costs $3. The industry prays you never share this video. They count on your ignorance the way a subscription service counts on you forgetting to cancel. Every time you believe your car's paint is dead, they make money. Every time you hand over $3,000 to a body shop that could have handed you a jar of linseed oil, they win. Not anymore. If this opened your eyes, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit the bell so that every new blueprint we release comes straight to you. Share this video with someone who has a faded car sitting in their driveway. Someone who has been told by a shop that they need a full respray. You might just save them thousands of dollars with one tap of the share button. And drop a comment below telling me what vehicle you are going to restore first. I read every single one. The next blueprint opens soon, and what is inside is even heavier.